Okay, hi there everybody. We are bang on at 8 o'clock here. Sophie with you tonight. We're doing the next installment in the How to Become Recession Proof series that Krzysztof and I are running, completely just to provide value to you. Okay, so as we all know, we're going through a crisis with coronavirus and things are not the same as they used to be, okay? And we just want to be able to give you as much information as possible so that you guys can make an informed decision whether an online business is right for you or not, okay? We're not making you think one way or the other. We're just giving you our information, and hopefully you guys can then make a decision as to whether you want to go down this route or not, okay? So tonight we're going to be talking about launching your own digital product, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. Let me get this all set up. Share screen. So hopefully you can see my screen now. So let's just get this. So actually, going back a step, if you missed last week's session, strategy number 1 is where we talked about affiliate marketing. And this is one of the ways that you can leverage the digital economy. Okay, you can. This is you can actually build a whole online business purely just by promoting somebody else's products, and that means that you gain a commission from the company if somebody buys that product from your link. Okay, so tonight we're on to strategy number 2, which is the digital product. Blah, can't talk, I just had my dinner. I'm like, blah. So let's just zoom this up and we'll have a look. Okay, so if I can just make that a little bit bigger, all the technical side of it. Here we go. Okay, so this is strategy number 2. So essentially, with any business, whether it's online business, offline business, any business that you can think of, there is always a solution being provided to somebody's pain or problem. So we can think about it in really basic terms, supermarkets, Tesco's, they offer food because we need to eat food. So we buy food and we give them money for the food. It's exactly the same with any online business in the sense that you or for example, whoever has built that business will be providing the solution to somebody's pain or problem. Now, most businesses can be taken online in a certain way. We're talking about the most common ones during these sessions, okay? So the most frequently used online business types, that's what we're going through. So the digital product, this is something which is extremely popular right now. I would imagine all of you, most of you at least, would probably have come across an online course or an online download or something that you pay some money for, which is like a training booklet, like an e-booklet, something like that. It even goes to the realms of kids programs. Kids TV programs are being taken online. There's quite a lot of in my mummy's circle, there's quite a lot of baby groups who are branching out and doing like the activity videos for children, and you can pay for that. Okay, so these are all digital products. They're all created by people who are creating something to sell, and then people buy that. Okay, so essentially it starts with you. So you being the person who wants to build a business. Okay, so what are your skills? What are your values? What do you feel passionate about that you can then share with the world? So I know a lot of people think, I haven't got anything that I'm passionate about, or I'm too scared to do something like this. You really have to dig deep. You really have to sort of feel inside your bones almost and just ask yourself, what am I really passionate about? And what am I good at as well? Okay, so generally what you're good at is what you're passionate about most of the time. Okay, so you have to ask, what are your skills? What is your experience? So what is your background? So for example, I'm a healthcare professional. And I've branched into the world of wellbeing coaching because that's what I do, okay? And that's what I thrive upon, and that's what I enjoy, providing value to people to help them change their lives. So you can look at your skills, your experience, and your knowledge. So this is all going to be very, very individual to each person. And it's really important that part of this journey with building an online business is the person who's building the business, so the entrepreneur, okay? They must have belief in themselves to be able to do this, okay? So a lot of the journey to becoming successful online as an online entrepreneur, as a business owner, is having the self-belief, okay? So having the belief that your product is needed and having the belief that you are providing a valuable service to people, okay? And that people want to work with you and that they want to learn from you, essentially, okay? So all this leads to value, obviously, okay? So skills, experience, knowledge. This is your value. This is what you can offer to society. This is what you can offer in the form of a digital product, or you as a person if you wanted to. So we've put it literally 3 options here. These are just basic guidance. Okay, there is so much that you can do with online business. Okay, with digital products there are heaps and heaps of them. So we've talked about, I've mentioned here the training courses. So you can create an online course. Okay, there are online platforms that you can do this on, and you can launch yourself as a specialist on an online course. Okay, mentorship and coaching, this is another area that is very popular right now for people. And an ebook, you can, if you enjoy writing, if you enjoy blogging, for example, compile it together and put it into an ebook, and you can sell that online, and that is your digital product. That can be your business. Okay, other things are things which are really popular right now are people creating music downloads. Okay, so music videos, meditations, affirmations, that sort of thing. And going as far, I think people are being in the potentially the education realms. They're doing educational programs online, and then they're selling them online. So it's an incredible scope with a digital product. Okay, and obviously this is all sold through a website. Okay, so to attract people to your website, you need an advert or a blog or somewhere where you can get people's eyes to look at your product, because people will not buy from you if they don't know who or what you're offering. And that's the trick. A lot of people stumble when they first start building an online business. They stumble because they're like, well, how do I get clients? Or how do I attract the right people to work with? And the only way you're ever going to do that is to push yourself out of your comfort zone and get out there and put your word out there. Okay, so it's really important if you have a website set up and you have your program or your product on the website, which is a digital product in this scenario here, that you get eyeballs on that product. And the most popular way to do that at the moment is something like social media advertising, so ads or blogs or anything where you can genuinely get the product right in front of the eyes of the viewer. Okay, so Instagram advertising is really popular, Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising. These are all places that you can have an ad. You can also have ads on things like Pinterest. You can have things on LinkedIn, for example, and obviously your blogs can be on your website. So blogs here, go onto the website, and blogs can also be syndicated. So blogs can be put out onto other people's programs, and they can charge you a small fee, and you can basically turn up on their platform. Okay, so this is all leading obviously from your website. So training course, mentorship, coaching, ebook, these are some examples here, and they all go onto your own website, because your website is your own domain. Okay, so ideally when you have an online business, you want your website to be the showcase for who you are. This is where you want to direct your crowd, your viewers, to come and see what you have to offer. Okay, and ideally when people are on your website, that results in a sale. And the good thing is with strategy number 2 with the digital product is that obviously all the sales come to you. So you are the beneficiary of all of the sales that you make. So all of the work that you put in, you get all of the remuneration for that. Okay. So digital products are really, really popular. This is something which I personally have taken on myself with my coaching. So I've launched a 10-week program, and this is what I would call my digital product. And digital products are vast in the scope. So you can have something as simple as a 5-part, half-an-hour series, which, some people do charge for this. They charge whatever they think the value is worth. And again, when it comes back to believing in yourselves to be able to do this, so to become an online entrepreneur is exactly the same as the same journey as a business owner who owns a bricks and mortar business. Okay, so it's very important that there is the belief and there is the desire there in the individual to make the business a success, because a lot of people can come into this sort of world and not really want to take it that far. There's potentially the desire there to build a business, but it's also there's fear and there's doubts. And there's a lot of limiting beliefs. A lot of people don't feel that they can do this because they just don't know what they can offer, or they don't know what their value is to society. But it's really important before you go down the realms of potentially doing this sort of thing, that you actually check in with yourself and ask yourself, what have I got to offer? And everybody has something to offer. All of us have our own unique abilities. We all have our own ways of doing things. And so many people need what you have. Okay. So many people need what you can give them. in the form of your product, okay, or in the form of your service. So we ought to really put here actually service, because when you're talking about things like mentorship and coaching, that is really a service. You're really talking one-on-one with people there, or you're doing group coaching, or you're doing like a mentorship program with hundreds of people potentially, okay? So digital products are extremely popular. Digital products can span, you know, things like ebooks, like we talked about, PDF downloads. What are some other digital products? Genuinely, just there's so many thousands. Like blogs can actually be a digital product. Some people charge for a blog. Okay, so they can put so much valuable information into like a 2-page document, and they can charge people money for this. And the good thing is with digital products is you follow the same automated structure with it. So with having the products on your website, you can actually just simply put the product on your website and have like the basket page so people can click and pay, and the actual digital product gets either downloaded straight away or it gets sent to the person's email inbox. And this is all something which is set up behind the scenes. So you actually don't really have to have a lot of contact with that person unless you obviously want to. So in my case, I have a lot of contact with my coaching clients because that's my job and that's how I like to run my business. But a lot of entrepreneurs who simply work through digital products, they don't actually speak to their customers. They just literally email them and they deliver the value, okay? So that's literally the digital product in a nutshell. And I would say from personal experience, when you're launching a digital product, because the digital product is a reflection of who you are, okay? So it's really very much so linked to how is the worth within yourself, okay? Because people always ask me, they say, well, what should I charge for my digital product? How much money can I make through digital products? How many people can I pick up through my digital product? There is no number. It is what you place upon yourself, okay? So I think a lot of the initial work when it comes down to launching a digital product is really work on yourselves first, okay? So figure out how is your relationship with yourself and what value can you offer to these people that want to work with you, okay? And obviously with a digital product, it possibly won't be working directly with you. So if you're talking about like a training course or even an ebook, people won't be working with you directly, but they will be getting reference to who you are, because who you are is part of your business, obviously. And they'll also be getting reference to what other products you have, okay? Because they're going to be visiting your website. They're going to be wanting to look at what else do you offer? You know, it's natural for people to buy from you and then think, actually, I really like what this girl's doing. I want to buy something else from her, you know? So really be aware of that. So really check in with yourselves, you know, before committing to a path like this, check in with yourselves, okay? And make sure that you are entirely happy with what your skills are, what your experience is, what your knowledge is, but also what your value is. So where do you prize your highest level? You know, how would you pitch yourself? So one thing that I really struggled with initially with my business was charging enough. I was charging way under what the value of what I was giving was, okay? So I was like, oh, people don't have any money. I kept telling myself, people don't have money, you know, coronavirus, nobody wants to spend money. And it was limiting beliefs, okay? If people genuinely want something, they will find a way to get it, okay? So you always have to price your products directly in terms of how much value you believe that product will bring to somebody else's life. Okay, and when we're talking about things like coaching, or if we're talking about even like a training course, these are things that can change people's lives. If the people who take these products or who go through this coaching or mentorship program actually apply the knowledge that they're learning within the program, that means that will change their life, because they will be learning skills, learning ways of doing things that they have never done before. And that's shifting their ways of thinking. You know, it's shifting potentially from a very negative mindset to a very positive mindset. And going even deeper, it's going into things like neuroplasticity and, you know, rewiring the brain and things. So we're talking some pretty intensive stuff here. So with digital products, you know, the scope for earning what you are worth is very much so there, okay? And again, coming back to personal experience, I've been an employee since I was 21, since I qualified in the healthcare service. So 21 till my maternity leave started, which was a year ago now. And I only started my business when I was on maternity leave. And the transition for myself to be able to charge for my products, for my time, was huge. Like, I was going through this massive roller coaster of just thinking, I'm not worth this money, I can't charge, I have to do this for free. And no wonder nobody was buying from me, because I was giving out that sort of vibe, you know, I was giving out that I'm not worth it, so why would anybody want to work with me? Whereas when you take yourself up in terms of the value that you place on yourself, and you actually start telling yourself, well, I am worth this, I can offer this, and I'm going to be able to change these people's lives, that's when the magic happens with anything like a digital product, and actually anything really business related. This is very applicable, what I'm talking about here, to even bricks and mortar business, you know, any standalone business. So really do the inner work on yourselves first, and check in with your mindsets, check in with how do you see what you're worth, okay? And, you know, put a price tag on your hourly rate, for example, and actually clock up the hours that it's taken you to create your product. So, you know, the creation of digital products is obviously a whole other topic, but there is time investment in that, okay? And that needs to be accounted for in terms of where you charge for that, okay? So, for example, my 10-week program, it's probably taken me at least 5 hours a week. So that's times 10, that's 50 hours, okay? That's quite a lot of work, okay? And once obviously the training program is completed, yes, thousands and thousands of people can actually go on that, and you're not investing any more time in that because the training course is done, but it's just the initial upfront time that took. So that does need to be taken into account with the costing. And a tip here for any of you who are going into the digital product route, or who are thinking about starting an online business, always charge a little bit higher than you think you're worth, okay? Because it's easy to come down. It's not actually that easy to go up in a way, okay? You can change your prices to go up, but the thing is, then are you potentially risking losing some clients because your prices are going a bit crazy, you know? So always start a little bit higher, and it's easier to put a sale on, okay? And then, you know, take the price back up after the sale has finished. So what else can I talk about here? In terms of digital products, don't always go for what you think is necessarily needed in terms of the times, okay? So say, for example, we're going through coronavirus right now. A lot of people may need some mental health support, or they may need some financial support, and we may think, oh, I'd love to be able to create a product to help those people. But remember, it always has to come back to, what are your skills? Because unless you want to invest a lot of time up front in learning what you're going to be providing, which is absolutely okay, you can totally do that. It's always best to just go with what are your passions, what are your skills, what are your actual you know, where are you a specialist, okay? And we all are specialists in some form. Some of us are specialists in IT, for example. Some of us are specialists in communication. Some of us are specialists in teaching. Some of us are specialists in healthcare, like I am. So we're all specialists of something. You know, hospitality. You could do a training program in terms of hospitality if you wanted to. And if you run a dog's home, you could always create a digital product about how to keep a healthier dog, as an example, okay? So there is so much that you can actually do with a digital product. There's actually no limits. And again, coming from the background of an employee, so where you've been kind of told what you should be doing, and, you know, you've been told your salary, you've been told what you're worth, when you become an entrepreneur and you start actually charging for your services, and you start seeing the income coming in, you start feeling that fulfillment where you're actually helping real people and you're really giving a service, this is where the magic starts to happen, honestly. And it's really very much, what's the value and where can you actually provide that value to the people that need it, okay? So always come back to this little, what do we call it? Not algorithm. I'm thinking back to my maths time when I was at school. You know what I mean? Like this little diagram here, pain and problem and the solution, okay? So every business always thinks about what is the problem, or what is the thing that people need, okay? What are we trying to help people with here? And it's really important that the pain and problem is really thought of first, okay? And if you can come up with the solution, this is where you can actually monetize on this, okay? And always with any business, you have to learn the sales techniques, obviously, and the selling, but you also have to learn the marketing side of it as well. So how do you get people to view your product? How do you get your product out there, okay? And that's where it's really important that you actually do have some form of advertising, okay? So I've got several friends who did coaching programs with me. So they did their coaching training sort of a similar time to me, who are struggling to get clients because they are not advertising. They're just hoping that people are going to stumble upon their website and potentially view their products. But nobody does that. I have to be honest. Nobody does just go across your website and just be like, oh, this looks interesting. People are drawn in by an advert, okay? Or they're drawn in by a post on social media, which is an advert again, but it's in a different sort of format. Or they're drawn in by potentially word of mouth. So if you do have clients and you're doing, you know, a really good job with them and they're really seeing some changes happening in their lives, some really good shifts, get those people to sort of share what they're going through and how, you know, your program is helping them to get to where they want to get to in life, okay? So really be aware of advertising side of this, and obviously advertise to your website. When we say website, we were talking about things like pages that people can land onto as well. So it doesn't actually have to be your main website, like your host domain. It can actually be like a separate page, which is just sort of a checkout page, for example. But ideally, you want to put in as much information as you can about yourself, so that you can build up trust and you can build up the relationships with your clients or your customers. Okay, so that's pretty much digital product in a nutshell. I'm just racking my brain to think if there's anything else I can mention to you while I'm here. Like I said, the good thing with the digital product is that all of the income comes back to you. So you can actually invest that into your business, or you can obviously save that or spend it however you wish to. But the good thing is that you get all of the income, okay? Obviously taxes and everything have to be paid. But the other thing, which we talked about last week, I'll just scroll over with affiliate marketing. The difference with affiliate marketing is you're promoting somebody else's product. So, you know, you're still having the same sort of initial pain problem and let's provide a solution. And obviously you get some money for that. But what happens with that is the company who owns the product actually gives you the commission. Okay, so the person buys something. Say, for example, I think we talked about last week, we talked about sort of buying a Slim Fast milkshake. So if I was an affiliate for Slim Fast, I would say to my friend, oh, I think these milkshakes are really good, and actually, you know, why don't you give them a go? And if my friend was to buy the Slim Fast milkshake through a special link that I have, which is the link that the company would give me, then I would gain a little bit of a commission. It's a bit like a referral scheme, affiliate marketing. So the income can be very good from affiliate marketing. But the good thing is with a digital product is it's 100% your work. It's 100% you put in 100% of what you can offer, okay? And you're so proud of your product. Honestly, it's when you launch a digital product, regardless what it is, whether it's a download, like a meditation download, or a song, or a speaking, you know, tutorial, whatever it is, if it's a training course, if it's a coaching program, for example, or if it's an ebook, it's all yours, okay? It's 100% you. And the refreshing thing is, and it's really fulfilling actually, is that you can actually just put in 100% your voice, okay? And you can just put in whatever you feel will help that person, okay? That's what's really nice about having your own product versus doing affiliate marketing for somebody else. Me and my husband Krzysztof, we do affiliate marketing for several companies, but through my coaching business I only have this. So I'm not doing affiliate marketing through my coaching business. I'm only doing the digital product and obviously my one-on-one coaching, which is a service-based product in a way. So we're going to cover that in another strategy session. But yeah, it's really exciting. Digital products are genuinely the way to go if you want to leverage the digital economy, because most stuff is going online, okay? Most things these days, you can just look at how many training providers there are, how many online courses there are. And actually, with coronavirus especially, more people are doing more stuff online, purely because it's the only way that we can kind of communicate and get the mental stimulation that we need and look after our brains and stuff. So it is very much a popular thing to do. And the good thing is with a digital product is your business doesn't have to be totally digital, in the sense of, so for example, in my case, I run my coaching business. It is at the moment an online business because I'm only coaching online because of coronavirus, but I will branch out once coronavirus hopefully goes away, and I will do one-on-one clients, face to face, like in an actual setting. And that means it becomes a very different experience, but I can still have the digital product, ticking away in the background, earning me revenue, earning me income at the click of a button, because people just, that's how people buy. It's click, click, click these days, and we've paid for something. And that's how a digital product can work as well. So it's a really nice thing to think about, and definitely something to think about if you are considering launching an online business, but you're just not really too sure what to go for. So like we said last week, the affiliate marketing route is probably the simplest, definitely the simplest to learn in terms of earning money and earning an income from the internet, and obviously helping people in the process, because we never really want to look at it from the money point of view, like what we earn. We always want to look at any business as what value and what service can we provide, and how can we be remunerated for that? How can we be paid for that? Okay. So it's very important that that's how we think about it. It's a very big mindset shift that a lot of new business owners start off on the wrong foot, and they come into a business and sort of think, oh, I can't wait to earn loads of money, and then they don't earn any money because they're not offering a solution or providing any value to people. So you have to really think about providing value, providing a solution first, and then the money will come in later. Okay, so affiliate marketing is definitely the easiest to get started with, but a digital product is very much exciting. It's refreshing. It's your product. It's what can you offer to people, and get creative with it. If I can give any advice, I would say get really creative, because there is a lot of scope for digital products. There's a lot of things that you can do with it, and there's nothing holding you back. Honestly, there's nothing holding you back with the digital product. There's so much scope. It's unbelievable. And if you're interested, have a Google of some of the online platforms. Like, look at some of the training providers. Udemy is a really popular one, UDEMY, for putting on training programs. And then people put on like courses talking about crystal therapy or the color of green grass, just as I'm looking at my window. People do programs on all sorts of really random topics, but actually, if you think about it, as humans, we've got so much variety amongst us, and there's so many different desires and likes and interests between us all, that whatever you offer, you will find the right people. Okay, so your people are always out there. Your people are always wanting to buy from you. That's another shift with regards to selling as well. Don't think that selling is manipulative. Don't think that selling is anything bad. You are actually providing a service to people, and people want to buy from you depending on what you have to offer. Okay, so obviously your offer is not going to be for everybody. That goes with everything. My wellbeing coaching is not for everybody, but the people that do want to be coached by me definitely do get the value that they are looking for, because we are a good fit. So you've got to just think about it like that. Whenever you're selling something, you're always just trying to provide people with the right amount of help and value and solution to what they're looking for. So let me see what time we're on. I'll just have to escape from that a little bit. We're literally coming up to half an hour, so 2 minutes. Oh my goodness, I'm good for time actually. 2 minutes. So yeah, strategy number 1, affiliate marketing. We talked about that last week. If you haven't seen this last week's session yet, please go back and watch it, because we have emailed it to you in one of the emails that we did last week. I think we normally post it about a day after we've done the session. And this today is literally digital products. So we're talking about you launching your own product based upon what your skills, your experience, and your knowledge is. So if you're looking at doing a digital product, have a bit of a brainstorm. Think about what is my specialty? What do I really love? What do I really enjoy doing? Because the thing is, with any business, if you don't enjoy what you're providing, you won't carry on. It's exactly like getting over any bad habit. If you're not going to find something that's potentially more enjoyable to get you out of that bad habit, you're probably not going to stick at it. And 9 out of 10 people fail. Okay, I read that today. 9 out of 10 people fail anything because they just haven't got that kind of push behind them. They haven't got that will in them to succeed. So with any business, with any launching of business, you have to have the desire to succeed, and you really have to be committed to seeing the path. Okay, committed to seeing it through. So I really hope this has helped. I'm going to be signing off literally in about a minute's time. And please do join us for our next session, which is going to be on Friday, I believe. Thursday? Maybe Thursday. I'll double check with Krzysztof. He's the one who's organising all these. He's actually at the moment with our little boy because our little toddler's not going to bed as early as we had hoped he would. He's normally in bed by 8, so he's not. So unfortunately, Krzysztof's missed out on this one. But I really hope you've enjoyed this session with me. Digital products, if you're thinking about it, do a little bit of research. But remember, do the work on yourselves first. And actually, this goes for any business, okay? Check in with yourselves first. Get rid of those limiting beliefs that you've got. Get rid of those doubts. Get rid of those fears. Push through them, okay? And that's when you'll get to that next level in your business. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. And I will see you all very soon on our next session together. Thanks for joining, everybody. Bye for now.